As we're shifting our focus away from the United States of America towards Belgium, we're now learning that Belgium is set for 3 days of strikes, with unions protesting government austerity measures, including spending cuts and labor law reforms. The strike will unfold in 3 waves, starting with transportation disruptions, a public sector strike, and a full general strike on the Wednesday. SNCB trains will operate at reduced capacity, and several Eurostar services have been cancelled as well. Schools, hospitals and other public services will join the strike on Tuesday, that is tomorrow, with no flights expected at Brussels, Zaventem and Charleroi airports on Wednesday as well. The protests target Prime Minister Bart De Wever's proposed budget cuts aimed at reducing Belgium's high national debt. Unions argue that the measures threaten social programs, while De Wever's government seeks agreement on reforms by Christmas. Still with us on the broadcast is Ms. Alison Mutler. I wanted to understand from you, on one hand, Belgium's government is facing mounting debt and pressure due to that. On the other, the unions are arguing for the fact that the spending should not be cut down and reform should not take place as far as labor laws are concerned. Do you think the De Wever government will try to strike a balance between the two, or will it go ahead with its current plan?
I imagine today there'll be lots of negotiations between the union and the government. The government will be seeking to alleviate the pain of all this closure, which is going to cost the country a lot socially, economically, politically, etc., etc. So I think there'll be a lot of negotiations going on behind the scenes, and whether a compromise can be made between union leaders and the government is unsure. But obviously this is going to hit Belgium, and not just Belgium. Is it's a very important capital. You have the European Union there, other international organizations. So it's not just the Belgian people who are being affected, but also internationally it'll be very badly affected. So I would imagine there'll be negotiations going on, because the strikes are very serious. I mean, if it's transportation and hospitals and schools, it was like a shutdown for the country. So I think the government will be trying to negotiate with the union so that they can come to some settlement. It's unclear how tough the unions are in Belgium, whether they will press with maximalist demands or whether they'll be able to reach a compromise. Generally, unions in the end do reach a compromise, but they have a couple of key demands. So I think that's what will be happening, because it'll be costing the country millions, probably billions of euros.
Absolutely. You've spoken about the international implications as well, even as the government is trying to balance its debt reduction along with its social programs. But if, hypothetically speaking, an agreement is not reached by Christmas, how might this affect investor confidence in Belgium?
Well, of course it is. I mean, already in Belgium, we have a 5-party coalition.
Yes.
And coalition governments are very difficult because it requires agreement on all parties, and they're from different political wings. So that is already much more difficult to start with. But I think it will be negotiations, what the government could roll back on, what the unions are insisting on. But there's obviously designed to be increased pressure. And this is 3 days of strike, and then there's demands for Christmas. So I can think we'll expect a crisis, an ongoing crisis, which will definitely affect investor confidence. So, and that is bad for the government, which needs as much money as it can get at the moment.
Absolutely. Ms. Mutler, with that, I'd like to thank you for taking our time, of course, putting what's taking place in the United States and in